Sometimes life's going to hit you in the head with a brick. Don't lose faith.
Can we all get along?
Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
The only way to do great work is to love what you do.
Cookie Talk Radio starts now with Paul Cookson.
There's a quote that I tell my clients all the time. It's something that I talk about on a fairly regular basis, and that is marketing a business properly is like going to war. You need all your resources dedicated to the objective. And when I tell my clients that, really what I'm saying is everything that you have at your disposal should be thrown into the fight. So let's use the analogy. If you were a general, it makes sense for you to throw the tanks in, have the jet fighters coming, maybe have some naval support, some artillery, your soldiers. If everybody is going towards the objective, you're going to win the war. Mm-hmm. If you utilize all the resources that you have to win the war, there's a good chance you're going to win. And in business, when you have a small business or even a big business, you should utilize all the resources at your disposal to win the minds of the consumer. So if you have whatever the dollars are that you have allocated for marketing, if you're doing car wraps, if you're doing radio ads, if you're doing print, if you have a social media strategy, it's a good idea to have a bunch of different components to your marketing mix as opposed to having one thing trying to get business for you. If you have a proper marketing mix, and if you dedicate all your resources to the common goal, and when I say all your resources, your staff, money to buy ads, your vehicles, your storefront, bricks and mortar, how's the signage of your place? How do you answer the phone? Do the staff have uniforms? There's all these things that you should consider to be part of your resources to win the war. So anyway, I probably talked a little bit too much about that, but I do tend to be a little bit verbose. But anyway, that's the quote.
No, it's all good advice.
That's the quote for today. So this guy is unbelievable. The person I want to talk about next is Abraham Lincoln. A lot of people don't realize all the crazy stuff that happened to this guy. And he became a huge success in life. And too many people just give up. They try things, they fail. They try things, they fail. And then they don't try anything else. And they never end up going anywhere. So this guy is a perfect example of perseverance. 1833, Abraham Lincoln, he lost his job. He was defeated for the state legislature, so he lost his job. 1833, he failed in business, went bankrupt. 1835, his sweetheart died, and he had a nervous breakdown. And that really kicked him in the butt. And then 1838, he was defeated for speaker. 1843, he was defeated for, he wanted to be a congressman. He was defeated. 1848, he tried again. He failed. He applied to be a land officer in 1849. They said no. He tried to be a U.S. Senator in 1854. He was defeated. 1856, he tried to be Vice President of the United States, which is a pretty big deal. Lost at that as well. He was defeated trying to be Vice President. 1858, he was defeated for the U.S. Senate. Now, guys, with all these failures, like, wouldn't you be ready to
I feel defeated just listening to it.
Well,
why he was a failure.
Well, it's funny you say that because I kind of feel like I should have a nap too when I listen to his story.
How many years of failure is that? Like
a lot.
20?
It's a long time.
Yeah.
So most people would give up, but in 1860, he decided that he wanted to try and be U.S. president, and he actually got elected. Abraham Lincoln became the 16th president of the United States. He was president from 1861 to 1865. And, anybody out there listening who is thinking of trying something and maybe have had a few setbacks should really think about Abraham Lincoln. If that guy gave up, we would have never heard of him if he just said, you know what, I'm done.
Yeah.
But he decided to go to try and be president, and he actually became a really significant president because he was president during the Civil War, and he was credited with organizing the North's war efforts and getting the train lines going, and also getting what's that thing, Morse code. I don't know if you guys know the story about this, but Morse code was pretty a pretty powerful tool in the North winning against the South, because they would send messages back and forth and organize troop movements and things like that. But anyway, he's a success. If you want to be a success, don't give up. Miss No, any final parting comments about Abraham Lincoln or anything else, like the hammer, what he's wearing today, or his?
I like it.
He is looking good.
It's
He
cool.
is a bit of a stud, eh?
Yeah.
This guy's always.
I think Abe would approve.
I think Abe would as well.
Me and Abe go way back.
Hammer,
Hammer.
Any little last thoughts? Big last thoughts? Any comments?
No, I love Abe.
You love Abe.
If you
love Abe, or you love
If everyone
success?
can be a little more like Abe, they'll be a little more successful.
A little or a lot?
You just ruined my quote.
I know, just
a
took
lot.
it.
Sorry.
Took it away.
Because a little more successful is not what we want.
I was really gonna try
from
and
our
go for
listeners.
It sounded good.
I was gonna go
I was
for like my
surprised that it
quote and
came
then
out like
hammer on the. I thought that could be our next quote for the next.
We need a little hammer time sound effect for when you like.
Oh my God, hammer time.
Hey,
Yeah,
so like when
Just Matt,
it's hammer time, and then you say something.
Yeah, that'd
and
be
Matt
sick.
ranting about something he knows nothing about. That
Yeah,
would be
exactly.
really funny.
I want to hear that. Let's
I'll do that.
let's get that going.
Okay.
Okay, thanks for listening. Have a great day. Have a successful day. Thanks for listening. Never give up.
The effect you have on others is the most valuable currency there is.
The people have the power. All we have to do is awaken the power in the people.
What the most important thing is to be true to yourself.
Cookie Talk Radio ends now.
If you'd like to be on the show, contact Paul Cookson at 416-286-2860.